Hello, I wanted to spend a bit of extra time learning about an amazing work from the Northern Renaissance titled The Unicorn in Captivity. This work is a lavish tapestry that has been woven from wool, fine silk, as well as gold and silver threads. It depicts a unicorn that has been chained to a pomegranate tree where he sits contentedly behind a small wooden fence on a lush bed of plants and flowers. So the backdrop of the tapestry, or the backdrop of the unicorn, is called millefleur. It was common in medieval and Renaissance tapestry, and there's some symbolism there, perhaps suggesting paradise, fertility, and abundance. There's also an element of naturalism, which is typical of the Northern Renaissance, and it shows great attention to detail for the plants and animals. What I love about this work, aside from the craftsmanship and absolute beauty, is the mystery. It isn't made perfectly clear what the meaning behind the symbolism represents. It has been suggested that there is a marriage symbolism, that the unicorn represents fidelity, purity, and then there's this pomegranate tree, which is said to represent fertility and eternal life. This suggests perhaps a marriage allegory. The unicorn sits behind this low fence, and you get the sense that he could very easily escape his captivity, that he's not well confined, and that creates a sort of strange duality, and it's been suggested that duality sort of shows the tension between captivity versus contentment. And also the unicorn itself, unicorns are symbols of purity and innocence. So the unicorn makes a really good stand-in for Christ. The chain may symbolize Christ's willing sacrifice and his resurrection and triumph over death. This is also something interesting happening, where you have the blending of Christian iconography with sort of courtly traditions, which is also another strong example of Northern Renaissance art. It also, it's an interesting look into how luxury objects functioned as status symbols in noble households, and I find this to be a really interesting piece to look at, because again, the symbolism is sort of embedded, and it's not entirely clear what it all is, but you can sort of draw these conclusions that are also, even though they may seem obvious, they're a bit shrouded in mystery and fantasy. Really fun piece to look at.